Welcome back to Gooner Fanzine TV and the Emirates. Moments after Arsenal completed a brilliant fight back to win 3-2 against Aston Villa. Goals from Aubameyang, Pepe, penalty, and Chambers. Really good game, exciting game, but as ever, massive questions to be asked. Layth, great celebrations there, and after Aubameyang's fantastic free kick.
Yeah. I mean, what can you say? It's like that was a really exciting game, but it was equally so frustrating. Certainly with the defensive lapses to concede 2 goals against a bang average Villa side. They were solid. They countered when they could. That Wesley who signed from Club Bruges, I mean, he looks alright, but they're the side we should be dispatching if we've got any hopes of finishing top 4. But then it's such a ridiculous Premier League at the moment. But Arsenal are better than that. Attacking wise, I thought we did well, but defensively, it's just not good enough. I don't know what David Luiz is doing for their second goal. He certainly wasn't in front of his man, but Emery's got out of jail again basically, and he's gone from having potentially 2 points out of 12 to having 5, and I think Arsenal got up to 3rd now. So fine margins and all that, but they just don't look defensively solid and compact at the moment. I don't know what it is. I mean, I did a tweet earlier saying, we changed the manager, changed the personnel, changed the tactics, changed the coaching staff, and still Arsenal can't defend properly. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but it's very frustrating. But equally, it was a very exciting game, and Arsenal come away with a 3-2 victory and 3 points. So let's move on to the next game, really.
They're making it look far too hard because it's a very talented squad. Arsenal, I thought, looked really disjointed in the first half, almost a little bit tired. Thought Guendouzi had a really poor first half, and Villa looked pretty organised. Their great game plan looked pretty solid, and Arsenal, it looked like Villa were there for the taking, but Arsenal just weren't dealing with their crosses into the box, and obviously just a dreadful. Nobody picked up McGinn. Was it McGinn? McGinn, who's their player of the season last year. Just neither Socrates or Luiz picked him up, and that was just really poor. One of 2 big errors by Luiz, leading to 2 goals again. Luiz obviously getting a lot of grief recently from Arsenal fans.
And he should have been in front of Wesley for Villa's second goal as well. That just wasn't good enough. Basically, his positioning wasn't good enough. His anticipation wasn't good enough. The organisation among the back 4 wasn't good enough. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, what can you say about that? Second sending off in the first half in a matter of sort of 7-8 games, if you sort of factor in Leicester last season. So it's a bit worrying, really.
Regardless of whether it was a second yellow, you just cannot risk that when he's already on a yellow card and he dived in rashly. Whether he got the ball, whatever happened, we didn't really see it properly at the time. We didn't get a replay in the stadium. But he really couldn't afford to dive in there, and he really let his team down and made it difficult. But in the second half, Arsenal brightened up a bit gradually.
I mean, it was an excellent attacking display. I mean, Arsenal looked dangerous going forward, even with 10 men. But then that's what Arsenal do. They are dangerous going forward. And Aubameyang showed his character as well as his undoubted talent as well to sort of get Arsenal over the line. I thought Callum Chambers took his goal well as well. That with Maitland-Niles being out now with potentially, was it 1 match? I don't know. If it's a straight red, it's 3 matches basically potentially. So Callum Chambers can stake a place for a right back.
I've been sort of leading the Callum Chambers fan club on Twitter by saying he's. I still don't think he's a right back. I still think he should be. Personally, I'd have him in for Socrates. I think Chambers and Luiz could be a really good partnership. But at right back, I think he can do a solid job. As you said, he was really solid in Frankfurt. I think Chambers is the man. But in the second half, I thought what really kicked off Arsenal's comeback, number 1, the substitutions. Emery's got a lot of grief recently, but he made the right subs, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Ceballos going off, wasn't he?
He was just not himself.
Yeah, he looked lively at times, but he flattered to deceive basically. And I love Danny Ceballos. Just wasn't his game today, basically. But I think Emery got out of jail. If Arsenal had lost 2-1, there were boos at half time and 1-0 down.
Although they might have been for the ref.
Yeah, might have been for the ref, might have been for the team, might have been for Emery, mix of all 3. There were certainly some people booing Emery from where we were and around the ground as well, and football scene reaction on social media. But at the same time, I want Emery to succeed. I really do. A lot of people do. The majority of Arsenal fans do, although the tide seems to be turning on Twitter. But it would have been a very, very different complexion if Arsenal had lost 2-1 in terms of the fan base today. So he's got out of jail. Move on to Forest on Tuesday because he went from having potentially having 2 points out of 12 to 5 points out of 12 and moving into third place. So fine margins basically.
But the same big questions remain, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to see a bit of progress. That's all you want. And Arsenal did not look organised at the back today. I mean, like I say, I put it out on a tweet during the game that they've changed the manager, changed Arsene Wenger obviously. They've changed the coaching the coaching personnel. They've changed the tactics. They've changed the personnel, the playing personnel. Why can't they defend? They still can't defend. It's very, very frustrating because attacking wise, Arsenal can do a lot of damage. If you just had a solid defence who looked solid and held the line and did the basic things right, like get ahead of your man when the ball's coming in, mark. A revolutionary idea, but if you mark someone in the box, sometimes it works. So
that first goal was so just stereotypical. Arsenal.
They freedom of the Emirates, didn't they?
Yeah.
So it's just very frustrating because it shouldn't be that hard to drill good defensive traits into defenders, because we had that in the 80s and 90s with the back four. You can drill them to do it. Emery's a hard worker, he's a taskmaster, he's attention to detail. I've seen him on the pictures at London Colney and he's got his clipboard and he has got an attention to detail. But why can't he marshal a defence? Why can't he organise a defence? It's very, very frustrating. But like I say, we'll take the 3-2. Issues remain massively in terms of defence. Let's move on to the Carabao Cup on Tuesday now for me, but I don't know what you think.
Yeah, well, also, what else changed the game? I thought there was a few moments where Arsenal got into tight areas, and obviously there was that brilliant run from Guendouzi to win the penalty, and that just sort of really buoyed Arsenal, I thought. That really just lifted the crowd and everything.
Yeah, the atmosphere was good today. Very, very. Arsenal fans can be pleased with that.
Louise had a moment where he went through a few players, and Arsenal just looked like they wanted it, which was very promising. Talk about specific players, I actually gave Pepe man the match personally. I don't know if people agree with. People didn't seem to agree with that on Twitter, but
it was great to see him score his first goal.
And just thought he looked really lively. He looked sharp. He looked determined. In the programme, he did a little interview. I saw Dan Mountney tweet this out from the Islington Gazette. He tweeted out that Pepe had said in the programme that I think he was saying he was struggling to adjust to the Premier League, and that it was very different in terms of tactics. But today he showed that he's determined to adjust, and he looked really sharp. So I was very impressed with him. Also, Kolasinac, he won't get talked about much, but I thought he was really strong. It's a few times you see him. He gets himself into good areas for crosses. His final ball isn't always brilliant, but he does get himself into really good places.
I think you've nailed it there. His final ball isn't as good as it should be, basically. I know he's a big lad, but his technique's pretty good, and it should be. He should be whipping it in better, or finding a player in the box better. But he's in there.
Solid game. He's a solid game.
Yeah. What would you give him in your play rating? Remember?
I think I gave him 7.
Yeah. Fair enough. I don't know. Yeah. There's some people who disagree with some of the things, but that's play rating. So just keep watching Gooner Fanzine TV and watching our player ratings, basically, because it's all about opinions and discussions and stuff about how players have done. So
I really enjoyed the game today. Good atmosphere and good fight back. As ever, as we said, still the same questions remain, but looking forward to being back here for the Forest game. Comment below anything you disagree with us on, or any thoughts you had, any opinions.